Kelly Clarkson discusses her lowest point and painful marriage moments. Playing now, Glennon Doyle, a podcast host and novelist, sat down with Kelly Clarkson to discuss her most recent album, Chemistry, and all the contradictory feelings it evoked. Kelly Clarkson has been seeking strength and honesty and openness ever since her divorce in June 2020, and it's working. The 41-year-old singer opened up on the We Can Do Hard Things podcast, similar to how she does on her open talk shows. Immediately joking about helpful brutalness in Doyle's book, the group wasted no time discussing her divorce-inspired rollercoaster album Chemistry. To their surprise, however, Clarkson revealed that what she called her lowest point was years before she had even met her ex. "It was like my heyday for me. It was the third tour we'd done on the Breakaway album. I was very tired. I had walking pneumonia twice. I was just beat. Nobody cared," she said, recalling her extensive scheduling. But, ever the hard worker, Clarkson said she pressured herself to push forward, which eventually left her with nowhere to go. She continued, "At one point I turned around and go, oh wow, the only place I actually feel safe or heard is when I'm on stage doing a show. That's a really big problem, that's a problem." In retrospect, Clarkson also realized how a pattern of bright-side thinking was present in her newest album too, with the lyric, "Pick the weeds and keep the flowers" from the song Sober. The highs and lows of her previous marriage, including the internal struggle over whether to remain married or separate, are detailed in her album Chemistry. The biggest struggle, according to her, was balancing the urge to love oneself just as much as one loved another. In the end, Clarkson and her 2 kids suffered from her decision to stay in a failing marriage. Love is tricky. It actually makes you believe that you are acting morally or that this is what you ought to be doing, according to Clarkson. Separating it from someone you love so much is just a really difficult thing to do. And to possess the proper response, which I do not. Sometimes when my kids ask, I say, I can't give you that. Yet, writing the album wasn't just unpacking Clarkson's experiences, but aided her in moving on from them. She described her recovery as a resurgence of self, and specifically, a version of herself that she didn't even realize had faded. "I remember we were at the photo shoot for Chemistry," she recalled. "Even being at that photo shoot, it was the first time, like even my whole team that's known me pre-him, after him, all that, were like, oh my god, there you are. I didn't even realize it. Everything was so different." Clarkson claims to be open to romance and whatever the future holds, but she is also fully capable of standing alone. Clarkson, a former American Idol favorite, seems to have found a happy medium between being a source of inspiration with upbeat pop songs and being a regular person. Check out the singer's installment of the We Can Do Hard Things podcast on the Odyssey app to hear the entire discussion and her perspective.